Tonight, a grandfather released from prison may be forced to go back, and not because he committed a new crime, but because the federal prosecutors insist that he was released too soon. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains why the family now is pleading for justice.
For the first time in decades, Tony Bailey is in the driver's seat.
I love driving. Always been a driver.
He's worked as an IndyGo bus driver for more than a year now, turning his life around and heading in a very different direction after spending a long time in prison.
27 years. I know I made a mistake, but the good thing about it, I learned from my mistake.
That mistake back in 1997 included robbing a bank and 2 carjackings. Police eventually caught up to Tony and his 2 accomplices after they ditched their getaway car near that cornfield in Pendleton, broke into a nearby home to hide, and according to court documents, held a family at gunpoint. Because the crime involved a gun, and because Tony had other previous criminal convictions, federal rules at that time mandated a long sentence.
A couple of days after contemplating adding it up, and I'm like, whoa, man, I got 61 years.
What do you think of that sentence that you were originally sentenced to?
I think it was unjust.
And a federal judge agreed. 2 years ago, here at the federal courthouse in Indianapolis, Judge Richard Young found the 61-year prison sentence was unusually long. Finding that Tony is no longer a risk to society, he granted his request for a sentence reduction, ordering Tony be released immediately from federal prison.
This the day I came home, July the 10th, 2024. It was a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day. To have that feeling to be able to be back in society and have a second chance to do it, get it right.
Tony's second chance includes not just getting a full-time job.
Want me to push you?
Yeah, push her too.
All right.
But also reconnecting with his family and spending time with his 13 grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Being able to just hold them, take them to the park, take them good ice cream. It means a lot. It means the world. So.
But this new world for Tony, it could be ending soon. The U.S. Attorney's Office appealed Tony's sentence reduction, claiming the Sentencing Commission and judges exceeded their authority by drastically shortening sentences for previously convicted inmates. And just this month, the U.S. Attorney's Office sent Tony's lawyers this email, confirming plans to request a reversal of his release from prison, a reversal that could require Tony to serve out the rest of his 61-year sentence behind bars.
There's no legitimate purpose to be served by sending Anthony Bailey back to federal prison.
John Gleason is a former federal prosecutor who also served 22 years as a federal judge. He now serves as one of Tony's attorneys. And he says the government's attempt to send Tony back to prison is inhumane.
He served 27 years. If he were sentenced today, he would be sentenced to less time than that. Average federal sentence for murder last year was 24 years. They now want him to return to prison for another quarter century and essentially go back to prison for the rest of his life. They don't have to do that. They have the discretion not to do it. And we've requested that of the prosecutors in Indianapolis, but they've denied it.
13 News reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office for an explanation. We were told the office will not comment and provides official positions only through filings made in court. Those filings state Tony engaged in a heinous crime that left permanent scars on his victims, and the government claims cutting his sentence in half would result in confusion.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Tony's family disagrees.
He's a good man.
He's done so well since he's been out.
To see him out and thriving is an inspiration, and we need to be inspired. And I think the thought of them sending him back would put so much doubt in our minds and our hearts about what justice is all about.
Do you think justice has already been served?
Yes, I think I paid my debts to society, the 27 years that I spent incarcerated. I really put work in to change my life. But how many years does a man need to pay?
A few years ago, Congress revised sentencing rules to try to eliminate unusually long sentences. But for those already convicted under the old rules, the new ones generally don't apply. The question now is, should they? We'll keep you updated on Tony's case as it moves through federal court. I'm Bob Siegel, 13 Investigates.
Bob, thank you. Now, we did reach out to some of the victims of Tony Bailey's crimes to get their thoughts on this issue, and so far we have not received any response.